Hi, I'm Vaughan Williams, and this is the flocking behaviour of starlings, which I think is really nice to look at. That aside, today I have a commentary from well-known, well-respected and well-liked FN player Grundig1987, who's also known as Lonesome Glory. He has a YouTube channel which focuses on TLOU and Uncharted, and has an amazing bad lip reading of Uncharted, especially if you, like me, are into incest. I'd highly recommend subscribing to his channel and unsubscribing from this one, because this gameplay is just bollocks. It's absolutely dreadful. So I'd like to thank Grundig for commenting on this, Nick, Weavy and Maria for participating in this complete farce, and I hope that you enjoy this because it is beyond bullshit. So thanks very much.
What is up, guys? This is Lonesome Glory here. Vaughan Williams has kindly allowed me to do a commentary over his gameplay today. Obviously this is more a promo for his channel than it is for mine, but if you do like the commentary, feel free to check out some of the stuff on my channel, which Vaughan will link in the description. I do have to warn you that when Vaughan sent me this clip, which I haven't watched yet by the way, he did warn me that it was him and his friends and they were drunk, so I do apologise in advance for any drunken antics.
That's what it is.
So it looks like we've got Vaughan and three of his friends. Oh, that's not a particularly good start. Goes straight down. He's calling out for Maria to come and help him. And now in Maria's absence, Nick is called upon, and that looks like a headshot by Nick there. And another headshot. Yep, 2 down, as confirmed by Nick. That was well played by Nick there. He managed to get the revive on one teammate, but unfortunately not on Vaughan.
I'm sorry. That was my bad.
And we have somebody apologising there
I wasn't looking in the right direction.
for not looking in the right direction, apparently. Vaughan claiming that Maria is drunk, and presumably that's the person who wasn't looking in the right direction. Actually, judging from Vaughan's early outburst, I would probably suggest he's going to be the most drunk person in this party, but only time will tell. It also seems like Vaughan may have a leprechaun in his team, although I'm not sure whether that's Maria or Jen Skellington, or whether indeed those two are the same people. Just on the loadout, by the way, Vaughan does have his typical scrubby loadout. I expect nothing less. So we've got a burst rifle, 9mm, and I assume he'll probably have sharpshooter kicking around somewhere as well. And that's a nice headshot by Nick, who also goes down, so that's a trade. But there's a quick revive there. Vaughan taking advantage with the Molotov thrown in. Manages to execute the one that's down, but no down. And there's a Molotov in response. I think that's 2 of Vaughan's teammates out of the game. One of his teammates tries to cover but goes down. Oh, and Vaughan wasn't gambling on this. We've got another burst rifle tryhard, who on this occasion unfortunately had better movement than Vaughan.
I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but the shot should have hit.
No, I know the shot should have hit. Like,
Just having a nice conversation about the OP perk that is sharpshooter. I think that Nick may be the only person using a hunting rifle. I think everyone else is using a burst. Vaughan pointing out that a couple of players are scoping at him. Pops up, a couple of bursts. And it sounds like Nick may have got a headshot there. We've got someone with first aid, Jen Skellington. And they're all moving in. Oh, there are 2 up there, I think. Vaughan with some nice headshots. Moving around with his 9mm.
One left.
Oh, get the revive. Oh dear. I think a bit of prioritisation there may have been in order. But then again, they are all drunk, aren't they? And so,
Oh, scheiße. I can see him.
and I think they may have a bit of trouble with this guy. So here's the burst rifle scrub on their team, as you've just seen.
What, he one burst execute? Oh, did you not heal?
Yeah, I did heal. It was it was 3 headshots.
Ouch. That doesn't sound good. Nick just confirming there that he got insta-executed by that burst rifle tryhard with 3 headshots. Very rarely happens in a pub scrub match, but when it does...
He's alright. I remember playing him in a Publix once,
Oh.
and we both got about 15 downs.
Vaughan claiming that he's on the same level as this particular individual, and also claiming that he has got better and that Vaughan approves of his improvements, which is very nice of him.
Oh, come off, my gun didn't fire. He's one hit. Right. Well,
I'm not sure he is one hit, to be honest. Oh yes, just what you want from your teammate.
Sorry everyone.
Nice.
No, he should be dead. I one burst him.
Oh, he did shoot through that. Oh man.
And we can just see from the scoreboard there that it is a pretty slow start, certainly for Vaughan. I did actually ask him to send me some good gameplay, so I assume at some point something will happen, the tide will turn, but at the moment they're down
I did shoot.
by quite a few
Well,
respawns.
You didn't check.
Oh dear, oh dear. 2 people go down, but fortunately their teammates are there to get the revive.
Well, someone's definitely got a set of armor now. After that shit.
Just picking up some ammo from his earlier Molotov execution, and there are some
Nick, mate.
bombs scattered all over the place here.
How old are you guys actually? Hmm?
What did you say, sorry?
I'm in my 30s.
Vaughan confirming here that his age demographics
34.
fall within the 30s, specifically age 34.
Another one's coming.
They're both
Valhalla Nick, based on that comment, is now probably realising why Vaughan's reactions are so slow. There's nothing to be ashamed of, Vaughan, it just happens with age.
I'm turning 20 in August.
Valhalla Nick disclosing here that he is currently 19 years old, but I'd like to wish him a happy birthday for the upcoming August.
I think I've heard someone get marked.
We are peers.
No, I'm 21. I'm old.
We have a 21-year-old,
Granny, I've got grey hairs, that's it.
and apparently a granny with grey hairs. So maybe Vaughan is not the oldest person in the party.
Why is this fucker putting bombs everywhere?
Certainly the angriest, if not the oldest,
So they are against us.
especially in his drunken state.
Yeah. We?
Yep, you got down by the bomb. I didn't get down by the bomb.
Vaughan moves up, just goes into listen mode, can't see anyone, but the wharf is a particularly frustrating map for campers with covert, so if he does move forward, he's just going to have to be careful of that. Moves forward with no urgency, just jogging along. It's probably a good strategy to hit all the boxes at this stage, because they're down a few spawns. They're going to get more supplies than the enemies, which will certainly come in handy.
Camping it up now.
As you can see, he's got a couple of nail bombs, a couple of Molotovs, and a smoke bomb as well.
I know. We're gonna run. We're gonna run to a Negro.
Finally decides to do some sprinting. And there we go. So we've got one enemy, 3 teammates aiming at that one person. Vaughan decides to take an alternative route, pop a bomb down there. And another one down. Oh, 2 bombs down there. Surprise, motherfucker. At least that's what he's hoping to say.
I think this is Precenti's ghost. Who's gonna come through here?
Doing a bit of teasing there. You naughty boy, Vaughan, stop teasing.
I'm gonna fall back a bit and walk her back. I know you see bombs and everything, but
Goes into listen mode, has a look around. Doesn't look like there's anyone on the flank, but again, can't be too sure on this map. Maybe some enemies using covert 2 or 3. Crafts another nail bomb.
He's in front of me.
yeah, I see him.
And he's going slightly further away from his teammates. He's put another bomb down.
What? I should have got him
Oh, and he's seen somebody up that ramp there.
Okay, I've got one down.
There's one down.
They're reviving on the stairs.
Vaughn's been executed though, and as Vaughan pointed out, the person who he did take down was revived on that ramp.
Yeah, did you guys not listen to Maria? There's 2 there on the stairs.
And Vaughan just reiterating for Maria that there are 2 there on the stairs. So Vaughan's team with 2 spawns, and the opposition team are shortly to have 8 spawns. So it's quite a significant lead at this point. And another one bites the dust on Vaughan's team. So that will now be down to 1 spawn. Somebody's been marked with Hawkeye there. Looks like Nick may have got a headshot. And Vaughan catches somebody in the act there.
No, fuck.
Oh, what the fuck? My
Watch
gun
out.
didn't fire there.
He's reviving.
One burst execution.
Okay.
Very nice indeed, Vaughan.
Back off.
You the man.
There's 2, watch out. Yeah.
Okay, I'm backing up.
Got somebody moving possibly away from the middle box there. So Vaughan spotted him. Looks like he may have blown up one of the bombs that Vaughan placed, but gone into another one.
YOLO.
YOLO. And Vaughan moves in with a Molotov.
Through all the Molotovs.
No luck with that one, unfortunately.
You don't cry, you don't speak.
Nicely done there. Oh yes, very good. Readjusted his position very nicely then. Now Vaughan's probably got to think about some armour at this stage in the game. There's only him and his teammate left, and the opposition have got 3 spawns. So it does put some armour on. Goes to the spawn.
Thanks.
That person's one. Oh, he's downed him. Yeah, that person's 1 shot. The sensible thing to do would be for that individual to have healed, but that wasn't to be the case. Throws a smoke bomb in.
Where's the other one?
Hold on, Vaughn. Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah, I'm with you, Vaughan. Where is the other one? You can clearly see him on the radar. Vaughan's trying to find a Vaughan was trying to find a cheeky little gap to shoot that person through there, and then just ended up facing up 1v1, Juan v Juan, and using his 9mm. So I'm starting to get the impression that the reason Vaughan sent me this clip is because it may be a last man standing success. As you can see on the timer, there are just 3 minutes left.
Work? Where do you work?
Yeah,
And
it's through the school.
actually his party now, rather than giving Vaughan motivational or strategic tips, instead are talking about their occupations, and for data protection purposes I'm going to talk over that, as I don't feel that we should be disclosing anyone's place of employment on this particular commentary.
Are you training to be a teacher?
In fact, we have one very inquisitive individual. The place of occupation not being sufficient. Instead, we're asking for specific training, qualifications, which is, I mean, to me it sounds like a first date. It sounds Nick having asked the age of everyone earlier gives me the impression that, I mean, he may have played with Vaughan before, but he's certainly not played with everyone in the party. So it's an interesting conversation.
Behind you, one.
And finally, we have some tips. Oh, Vaughan there with the bitch stick, and
Excellent.
you can see that's very nice indeed. Good good position awareness or spatial awareness. And that person's trying to get a revive, so Vaughan rushes out. Nicely done. And he's going to have to move in now. He's not going to have an opportunity better than this one. He's still got his armour on. Where's the shoulder swap? Please shoulder swap. Please shoulder swap. Oh my word. My lord.
Yeah, no, did you see that?
Whew. Okay, and he's got another teammate coming in.
It's a tie. It's a tie.
It is in fact a tie because there's one person.
Oh.
That should have landed on his head.
I think Vaughan may have got a couple of shots in then, and it is the burst rifle try hard.
You're like, what the fuck is happening?
So Vaughan moves around to try and take advantage of his weakened prey, and probably a good time now to buy some armour. I think he can probably afford it. I think he's only put armour on once. He heals up, does pop the armour on, and okay, I know where we're going with this. It's one last ditch effort. Come on, for the win. And oh wow. Wow. And much to the adoration of his teammates, he does in fact come out with the win there. Specifically, thank you to the bitch stick. Thank you for watching this commentary. As I say, if you've enjoyed it, feel free to check out my channel, and thank you again, Vaughan, for allowing me to comment over your gameplay, and congratulations on the win.